A dystopia is an imagined society or state which is brimming with suffering or injustice. Usually, stories about dystopias succeed when they evoke feelings of dread and anxiety, and they do so by causing immense harm and robbing us of any hope. But Pluribus is different. Unlike the dystopian stories of the past, Pluribus excels in making us feel calm and safe. But this is the exact reason why this may be the most terrifying shows in the genre. This is an appreciation of the world of Pluribus, and you're watching the man of movies. Pluribus explores the idea of what people will do if an apocalypse isn't quite painful. Here, the plot kicks off with the spread of a virus that causes people to lose their individuality. Those who are infected will become part of this hive mind, which makes humanity a single organism that exists with different bodies. Here, Carol Sturcker, the protagonist, wants to reverse this, but struggles to do so due to the moral challenges she faces. For one, the virus is not harming anyone. Unlike regular villains, the others in Pluribus does not intend to harm anyone or anything. They do not kill, steal, or even hurt other people. They do not harm animals and cannot even bring themselves to pick an apple from a tree. They see all life as equal and does not have the drive or ability to hurt anything. They also focus on conserving energy, which means they live a life consisting of minimum wastage. With their existence, human beings all get along and do not fight. As explained by Mr. Diabate, no one is judged for their skin color or oppressed, and most of all, unlike us humans, they are able to put themselves second compared to other life. Not only have they stopped farming and slaughtering, they also cater to those who are still normal. Carol and the others now have 7 billion other individuals who have made it a mission to keep them happy. They wish to join them to the collective conscience, but will not do so without their consent. Here the world is doing better with them than when people were individuals, so why bother changing this? This moral question is answered through the character of Carol Sturcker. The first season is very much about building this will to fight this disease, and we see Carol fail midway through the season. And why wouldn't she? This is a type of tyranny that is comfortable. She is someone who has always had found it difficult to relate to people. She was bitter towards others because of how she had to mask her true self in front of the whole world. And worst of all, she realized that her partner Helen was very secretly controlling her and did not have faith in her work. But now with Zosia, she gets everything she wants. Here Carol struggles to not be like the rest of them, but eventually comes to accept a life of happiness, one which is made from turning away from the truth. But none of this takes away from the fact that this is oppressive. As Manusov says, none of these bodies belong to the others. They inhabit buildings that are not owned by them and use goods they have no claim towards. They do not have a concept of ownership, and they wish to share everything. But this positive mentality does not change the fact that these things are still stolen. Here, the people using this apocalypse to their personal benefit are in the wrong. People like Diabate may be charismatic and seem like a good person, but when he sleeps with these women who are in the hive mind, that is no different than laying with someone under the influence of any type of drug. When Lakshmi chooses to stay in denial and refuse to help Carol, she is choosing for her child to be stripped of his childhood. When Carol ends up falling in love with Zosia, she is keeping in shackles someone who had dreams of their own, someone who enjoyed a different life and grew up with their own goals. Here, something as simple as Zosia's interest in mangoes help us understand the beauty of such unique moments. Anyone benefiting from this is in fact keeping them as slaves that are incapable of feeling anything but happiness. The only difference is that this type of slavery does not look forced, it does not look violent, it does not look harmful. Speaking of their happiness, these people are not really happy either. They may look like they are on the surface, but they are just incapable of feeling anything else. Their feelings may just be similar to the experience you have while being sedated by a drug. They may be incapable of feeling pain, but this means that they do not have anything called a preference either. As humans, we need both positive and negative experiences to distinguish between the two. They can appreciate great classic books like Hamlet just as much as they can appreciate the junk written by Carol. There is no truth behind their happiness. They are happy because someone with this collective mind is overjoyed by it. There is no soul behind it, which is why no matter how much they enjoy Carol's passion project, it is no different than an AI like ChatGPT complimenting you. Here, we are also misled into thinking that they are completely harmless. It is true that they cannot lie or harm, but they will still allow Carol to experience a false sense of security. They do not see any moral issue with turning people against their will, as long as they keep literal physical distance. They use Carol's stem cells to create a variant of the virus that will work on her. Here they lie by choosing to keep her in the dark about this plan. This tells us that no matter how safe this world may seem, someday it would be you. There would come a day when you would have to abandon your mind as well. Then you will be stripped off of everything that you thought you owned and be forced to join the collective. Even in the off chance that they do not find any way to turn the rest of them, This is a world that is destined to end. Due to their nature, they cannot cause harm to any life form, which means that they will not and cannot find enough food to sustain themselves. Our current population requires large amounts of food and energy, which isn't attainable with such pacifist attitude. If we were to restrict ourselves and wait for the apple to fall from the tree every time, we will simply die out of starvation. This self-induced death of one's own species is represented by how they resort to feeding on other humans. All of this to say, this is a self-defeating philosophy and lifestyle. By the end of Season 1, we understand that at least one of our characters chooses to join the others. By abandoning her own humanity, she would be free from the loneliness of living in a world without her family. Here, no matter how peaceful we feel, this is simply horrifying. By this time, the human beings left on this planet have wasted months, each of them overlooking this threat for their own benefit. But as shown, they are all fighting against the clock. Time is running out, and their day will come. Here, our protagonist Carol realizes that Zosia doesn't care about her, because Zosia is not real. None of this is real. All of this love and peace is temporary, and this tyranny will continue if they do not find a way to cure or reverse this disease. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.